Hi, and welcome to another episode of King Crush Thursdays, the series where we highlight and uplift Black men, because frankly, not too many people are doing it. My name is Val Gay, and I am thrilled and honored to bring to you this amazing king today. He is an award-winning professional. He's an HR administrator, a university administrator. He is the pastor of an urban ministry in Philadelphia. He's a dad. He's a husband. He's a great friend, and he is a pillar in our community. So please welcome Reverend, but don't call him Reverend, Mike Robinson. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how are you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, sir?
I am so delighted to reconnect. You're such an inspiration. I know the people don't know what typically happens behind the scenes. You are best. I love you so much. Thank you for the invite.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful. And Mike, as you know, and for the benefit of anyone who has it, this is your first time seeing this, that we are creating a repository of 6 questions. And the goal is to have 100 Black men answer these 6 questions. And these are not just 100 random Black men. These are 100 Black men who are successful in their lives. But success is defined by who they are, not what they do. So we've had doctors, we've had lawyers, we've had educators, we've had folks who do manual labor for a living. It doesn't matter. What we are interested in is the core of people's content, the content of their core, I should say, and to have them and this repository one day serve as inspiration for a young king who may or may not have positive Black role models in his life. He can come to this repository and see these same 6 questions and all of these different answers and hopefully find guidance in there. And then for the rest of us who are neither Black or even male, to also go in and see into this enigma of a group of people who are often, in my estimation, maligned, not fairly or accurately portrayed or depicted, either in media or just in life in general. And for the rest of us to see that we have a strong community, stronger than most people are led to believe. And so with that, I am so grateful and blessed to have you here. And I will get started with the first question, which is, what does manhood mean to you?
So biologically, we are XY chromosome beings. In terms of anthropology wise, we are strong, we are brave. In terms of my spiritual God filter, we're someone who is submissive, kind, loving, peaceful. We're someone who cares for their family and loved ones. We're someone who can stand firm, but yet be very gentle. And we're all of those facets, and we're multidimensional. And I enjoy that. I enjoy all of the facets of being masculine, being a man.
That's awesome. Thank you. So Mike, who and or what is important to you?
Family's important to me. Above that is God. I enjoy I'm kind of a weirdo in that I'm an extreme introvert, and a lot of people are surprised when I say that, but I'm an extreme introvert, but I know how to engage. I know how to be social. I know how to turn the volume down on my introvert personality and turn the volume up when being an extrovert is needed. But I recharge and I rejuvenate by just having me time and just, kind of being away from everybody else, kind of recharge so that I am able to, engage folks, attentively and in a healthy manner. But, for me, what's important, God, family, and me time.
Got it. Awesome. Mike, how do you want us to see you?
As somebody who has been transformed, I wasn't always a person that cared about uplifting the lives of others. I wasn't always a person that was unselfish. I wasn't always a person who would be quiet when people are coming at my neck. I wasn't always a person who was interested in, having a family and, being a father, being a husband. Those things weren't at some point in my early life a part of my inventory. But now, as a result, because God is a big factor in my life, as a result of my life in Christ, my Christian faith, I've been transformed from a real, bad guy to a guy whose rough edges have been smoothed out by my faith, and I'm still, a work under construction. But I thank God for my transformation. So I would like people to see a transformed Mike Robinson. And the sad thing is there are some people who knew Mike Robinson before the transformation who didn't like that guy and who thought that guy was, a jerk and pretty abrasive and not a good guy to be around, and rightfully so. And they don't see the change now because they're not in my life, and that's all they know, and that's all they're holding on to. And I just pray that, when I leave this side of life, that people will come to the realization that I was a transformed man, and that I tried to live a life of service to others.
That's really beautiful. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. So what is your epic dream?
I've been wanting to write a book for like 100 years. And my son beat me to it when he was like a little kid. Like he's 19, he'll be 20 this year. And he wrote literally 3 novels as, I think it was like a 10-year-old or, a 9-year-old. In his early years, he wrote 3 books. He filled 3 composition notebooks from front to back on both sides of papers. He wrote 3 novels, handwritten. And I was so impressed by that because I got at least 2 books in me, but for the life of me, and I write, I'm a columnist for, 2 area newspapers, but for some reason, the timing may not be right because I want, that's the epic dream of mine, to have a book published, and more often now than in previous years, there's this yearning to really get to the work of doing that. So if I can accomplish that possibly this year, I'd be happy.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Well, I look forward to that. That's excellent. Excellent. So Mike, who are you?
I'm a man of service. I'm a man of great privacy. I'm extremely private. When I'm not on the clock, when I'm not the Mike Robinson that's in the public space that people are used to, that outgoing Mike Robinson, I'm extremely private. I like keeping to myself when I'm on my time. But again, I know how to engage people. I know how to, be out and about, hanging out with guys on the corner, to people in the boardroom. I know how to switch it up, but I like keeping to myself because that's what recharges me, and I'm an extremely private person, so I recharge in my solitude. I'm like Superman. I retreat to my fortress of solitude.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So here we are already at the end, question 6, which is, what is there anything that I should have asked you that I didn't, or you wish I'd asked you that I didn't? In other words, what did I miss?
I think one of the reoccurring regrets of my life is not taking advantage of a deeper relationship with my mother. I was extremely my mother, extremely close, but because I wasn't the best man back then, I was a man who made a lot of mistakes. A man that was into a lot of worldliness, and I allowed that to almost destroy me. And it was during that time that my mother never gave up faith in me. She always prayed for me. She was always consistently in my corner, even when she saw that, I was doing some things that could have been very destructive, and they were in my life. And she was always that one stabilizing, pillar in my life that was so supportive. She would just buttress me on many fronts when others would just, kick me to the curb. And rightfully so, because again, I wasn't the good guy that I am today. But when she died, and not having, and now when I look back at, opportunities where I could have spent more time with her, and opportunities where I could have did more for her, and opportunities if I were more mature enough to get my life together at that time, I could have done more. But I think her death helped contribute to me really being focused to want to do well, to advance her legacy, to let the world know that Marvine Robinson gave birth to somebody who made a difference, and somebody who was transformed to really make his, small portion of this world a better place. I'm just a small pebble in a large, lake of life. And I just want to make, a few ripples to impact positively the lives of others because of how certain people, there were a handful of people who prayed for me, who, were encouraging of me, even in my darkest moment of life. But it was my mother who I really miss to this day. And I just wish she was alive to see, many of the life accomplishments that I made, because she saw, a lot of dark days of my life. Me going from this nice little kid who grew up, became an angry teenager. This angry teenager went on to college to become a really worldly, bad guy, when he graduated from college. And she knew that there was, better in me, and she prayed and never lost faith in me, and not me, but never lost faith in God, to pray that, my boy can, pull out of this. And I did. And she saw that I pulled out of it, but she didn't get to see a lot of my life hallmarks, me being married and me having children, and the many awards I've won, and the, high profile positions and that I've had, and the ability to travel internationally and speak at business events, and, those kinds of things that the Lord has allowed me to benefit from. And I think of my mom a lot. I miss my mom, and I'm not ashamed to say that I'm a mama's boy, because it was because of her that the goodness that's in me, and the goodness, because she is the one that, was a life example of being faithful to God. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be this transformed guy. And so that's what I miss. That's what motivates me a lot. I recalibrate when I see myself skewing off to the left. It's my mother's legacy that I think about, and it's my consciousness that God is watching, that keeps me on the straight and narrow. So I do miss my mom, and I thank God for everything she deposited in me. I just wish she was alive to be a part of the many hallmarks that I've experienced.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. I'm so glad you shared that. Thank you so much. I love what you've said, like all of it, but particularly for those who are watching who either themselves are struggling, or there's someone in their life that is not living up to their potential, that there is always hope. If there is life, there is hope. You open your eyes and you're breathing,
Amen.
There is hope. And so thank you so much, Mike, for sharing that, because it's such a beautiful example of love, an example of transformation, like you said. And you, my brother, absolutely embody that. I'm so grateful for your presence in my life, the encouragement just to know what you do and how you do it, how you're always connecting people to better, really, for themselves, and to the desire that you have to see people have gainful employment and to really live a fulfilled and potential filled life. I'm so grateful. And so I honor you, my brother, my king, for all that you do. I pray that God will continue to deepen and grow you and your family, your love for your family. If you guys don't, please follow him on Instagram. There's a particular post that I saw leading up to Valentine's Day that Mike had about his daughter and the prayers that he has for his daughter's future spouse. It's, even though she's in 11th grade, right? Talk about planning, but it was so beautiful because it's, it really is about not just about ourselves, but about our community, about our family, and the extension of that. So I just thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much, Val. And you're such a deeply beautiful person inside and out. And I thank you for your friendship towards me and my family. And we love you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And thank you for joining us for this episode. I hope that you was as inspired as I was and am. And if there is a king in your life that you want to highlight in this forum, please click the link below or in my bio or DM me, and I will take it from there. But in the meantime, please remember, first, next week, come back here next week because we will have another interview with yet another king. And then please remember to spread love and have a great day. Thank you so much. And thanks, Mike. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Val. Take care.